Welcome everybody, Shade here to a new little series that I'm going to be doing. It's kind of a series, kind of not. Going to be doing a little spotlight to different mods that I like, and this one is to Calculator. Thanks to SonarSonic, I was talking to him and got a little thing fixed on one of the recipes so that I could actually do this. So without further ado, let's get on with it. In the beginning of this wonderful calculator mod, you've got quite a few little blocks here. Some people will be kind of confused, and I was a bit overwhelmed when I first got into this, but as you can see, I actually decorated my little area with a bunch of the calculator stones and different blocks, the reinforced stone bricks here, reinforced dirt bricks, and we'll get into how to make those in a minute. But when you're first starting out, there's two or three main basic things that you want to get started with, and we're going to call this the Stone Age, because this is all the very important stuff to get started with. And I actually kind of have this in the wrong order. Well, maybe not. No, maybe not. But the main things that you really want to get crafted up right away are these three guys right here in the middle, and we'll get into why in a minute. But it's an interesting mod. There's multiple different aspects of it. There's a lot of power generation, a lot of weapons and tools. But let's get into the line of stuff. The first thing you've got going on here is the power cube. It's a very simple little block. You have a cobblestone around a furnace. Very simple. That's why it's in Stone Age. And once you place this guy down, it's just a block, a little power cube, and it has a thing where you can pull out power and where you can put in power. You can add coal or other things to this that give it power, but right now I'm just going to use one of these little energy modules that we will get to in a minute, and it only holds about 50,000 RF. From what I could tell, this mod actually runs off RF or EU, and I found that out by this guy right here. It helps out a lot. Let's see here. You know what? Let's just go all and try to find this. You know what? I'm gonna do it easier. I'm gonna do the easier way of doing this. We'll find the power cube, push uses, and it'll show you all the different recipes for crafting that it's used in. And that's actually how you do the energy module. You have purified coal and the power cube, and you have the energy module. The power cube charges calculators and uses RF or EU. And that's basically what this information calculator does, is it gives you information about everything in here. So I would highly suggest you actually get this as soon as possible so it helps you with it. Yes, there's redstone right here, but sometimes you can get redstone relatively easy early on in the game, especially if you find a cave or a town, a village. Sometimes you can get redstone relatively easy, and then of course you need the calculator screen, which also requires a bit of redstone and stone. Everything in here pretty much requires some type of redstone. The regular crafting of the regular calculator is this right here, and this calculator assembly is done up with a bunch of buttons. Pretty simple, huh? And the regular calculator is basically basic math. You add two things together, and you can actually, if you have any eye and stuff, you can actually click the recipes, and it'll show you everything that you can create with this calculator. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, you can even make scarecrows in here. But as you move on, you'll need other calculators. If you want a better form of crafting, I actually have Tinker's Construct in here for all these different crafting stations to hold the recipes. But if you want mobile crafting and don't want to have too many mods, I know there's other mods that are specifically for mobile crafting. You make this guy right here, the crafting calculator, and it's a mobile crafting table. And I believe if you can also use it as a temporary storage. Yeah, you can put stuff in it and it'll store it as well. So you can be, have some stuff where you dig up some stuff to make a new pickaxe or whatever, and then you can just craft it up in here. Let's see here. Let's get all these out of here. Clear that. Another way to generate power is, you know what? Let's go ahead and put another one down so I can actually demonstrate this. I believe this thing uses coal, but I'm going to actually use the enriched coal to demonstrate this. You can also fill it up with coal or other things that you use in a furnace to get your RF or your basic, your crafting calculator in your calculator. This one holds 5,000 RF, this one holds 1,000 RF, and it doesn't use much. Hang on. It doesn't use much, I know that. Yeah, we'll just do this and this. Oh, wrong calculator. Let's see here. Oh, yes, lanterns. We'll grab a couple lanterns here real quick. It really doesn't use much RF. You're not going to actually see it drain, and I'll explain later. But it doesn't use much RF because I actually have anything in my inventory is going to be immediately filled with RF, and that's another great aspect of this mod, but that's later on. So, another great way to get power is this guy. Yes, it didn't stay dark, and I'll show you why in a minute. This guy is a hand-cranked generator, and it is not cranked. Oops. Because you need to build the crank. And this thing you can hook up different machines to and stuff, and you can crank out your own RF this way as well. I believe, yeah, if you crank this guy up, you can crank it into the power cube. That way you're not using your coal or anything like that. It takes a little while, but hey, in order to make that guy, you need a power cube, the wood, and some sticks for the crank, and you've got yourself basically free power. It would take a little bit, but you know what? You can't complain, right? Wouldn't have to spend any coal or anything filling up your beginning calculators. These two guys right here. Might take a while, but hey, it'll work. So, now we move down and try to figure out what else we need, because all this stuff pretty much requires stone. But later on, you're going to need a little bit more stuff. You can use cobble and oak, cobble and the planks, the wood, dirt and wood, and you will get, pardon me for a minute, both of these will give you these, but you do it in the calculator. So let's go ahead and get us a couple pieces of cobble, a couple pieces of dirt, a plank, and that. So if you actually open up your regular calculator and you pop, not that in there, you get the reinforced stone. You don't need two, it just takes one, but I had two in there just so you can actually see you do that. But if you do this and this, you get 4 out of it. So it's saving on cobble. And then you actually can do the same thing with the dirt as well and get the reinforced dirt. I don't have that on here because it's basically the same concept as the reinforced stone. The reinforced stone bricks, I believe you open up this and do that, and you get 2 stone bricks. So you're actually saving on materials when you get these kind of stone bricks, and I think they look kind of cool too. So then you have this stuff, the stable stone, which is 2 reinforced stone bricks and in the regular calculator, and you get the stable stone. The reinforced furnace, power cube, and a bunch of reinforced stone, and you get the furnace. This guy, okay, we'll just put him on that side and break that one, because I believe you can sit here and do this, and it's going to fill it up. And let's see here. Let's just find some regular iron ore. Iron ore. There we go. And that's not going to work. Why don't you just click on the recipes and it will, well, it does the smelting. It says it does the smelting. Okay. But for some reason it didn't want to do that. You know what? I bet it be because it actually requires a certain amount of RF. So let's go ahead and see exactly how much it's going to do to start this process. Okay, that's going to take too long. Let's just fill it up. And now it's starting to work, I believe. Yep, it's starting to smoke. It's starting to work. There you go. So it's going to take quite a bit of power to get it up to where it's actually going to start doing it. And that's actually draining a lot of power out of it. Wow. So in this aspect, you probably want to use coal. From what I understand, this thing's actually a little bit more... I forgot the word. Anyhow, it doesn't use as much coal as a regular furnace. So now that we've pretty much covered all the Stone Age stuff, there's some other things that come along with it, but you could pretty much get started in smelting and everything using RF very early on, and it's very convenient. Then you move into the Iron Age, and you need reinforced iron. So what you want is you want a stone separator, which is that guy right there. And you can get, I believe, out of 1 cobble, I think you can get more. Let me just throw this energy module in here. Why is it not? Oh, you have to put the iron ore in there. Okay. Oops. But, alright, let's go ahead and grab this iron ore. You throw this guy in here, and it will start working, and you'll get actually 4 iron ore out of it. Or 4 reinforced iron out of it. Or if you want to do it another way, you put reinforced... I didn't even need that stuff, I believe, in a regular calculator. That, and you get reinforced iron. And then you can make the blocks with reinforced iron, and then you use the reinforced iron to actually make the stone separator. And you don't have to have the reinforced dirt in these spots. I was just showing you could use either reinforced stone or reinforced dirt around it to make that guy. This guy's kind of cool. It's a reinforced iron ingot and a torch. And once again, that's with the calculator. And it doesn't matter which side it goes in. It can go in either side. And you get a lantern. And then you take 2 of these lanterns. And these are just basically better. This is the lantern right here. That's this guy. These guys are the gas lanterns. They're for something else. But they're better looking torches. and they're really cool. So, but then you use 2 of those guys, and you can have a gas lantern. A gas lantern pretty much does nothing by itself. You actually have to add, yeah, I'm using the best fuel possible in here, but this thing's basically amount burn 10, and yeah. The controlled fuel's a lot more efficient. That's the word I was looking for over there. That furnace down there. It's more efficient. It's more efficient than regular coal. But these things are used inside that. But I'll get to that in a second. So you have the Stone Age, you have the Iron Age. You can make a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and jump over here to some of the weapons and tools. This guy right here reinforced pretty much everything, and they are made like you would expect. Just like normal weapons in the game, but with the reinforced stuff. The reinforced sword is 5 damage, and then you have the... Where's the... That's enriched gold. I have those in the wrong spot. The enriched iron is supposed to be in the gold spot, but anyhow. So there you have the reinforced iron sword, which is 6 damage. Well, maybe that's why, because the enriched gold, yeah, you got to get down further. You got to find the gold. I personally wouldn't actually make anything out of these, but the gold can mine obsidian. So, but the enforced iron can only mine tin, so that's always a good thing. I'll get to the other stuff later. But pretty much all the weapons and everything and the tools are made the same way that vanilla Minecraft are. Tools and stuff are made. Then you get into the Golden Age. Once you get down, you start processing the gold up, and you get some gold. Then you're... Wow, I feel dumb. I was not ready for that. Basically, the enriched gold is smelting the enriched gold or using stone separator with any type of gold ore. That's probably the best way to do it, because then you get 4 out of it. Because I know that gold's not always there. But if you want 1, then you use the calculator with 1 redstone. And it's not going to let me do that. So anyhow, I will demonstrate this. I'll get some of that and that. And you go calculator, and you get the enriched gold stuff. And we go over here, grab one of these guys. See, that 1 iron ore got us 4 reinforced iron stuff. Okay. So now, and you can make a block out of that as well. Yes, my daughter's watching me. Where's that? There we go. There we go. So 1 gold in the stone separator and gets you 4 gold, enriched gold. And then you add those 2 together and you get that. You make blocks out of it, but the main thing you want to go for is this guy. You have 4 enriched gold ingots, reinforced stone, a block of reinforced iron, and you get the basic greenhouse. Now, around here, I have the greenhouse. It actually asks you, well, it doesn't ask you. It actually has these templates in here. It tells you what you need, and once you put this stuff in, it's not going to do anything without power. Now, the thing is, with these things, it requires oxygen and CO2. Now, the broccoli seeds I put in here because they're part of this pack, and I didn't want to take those. I want to show you how they're made. You take pumpkin seeds and regular seeds in the regular calculator, and you can make broccoli seeds. So pretty early on, you can actually have a pretty good amount of technology to start this up. This does require power. You can either hook it up to one of your little crank thing there, but it's going to take a lot of power to do this. But for a time, I'm just going to throw this thing in here, and it should, I believe, wow. Okay. Okay, now that it's full of power, why is it not doing anything? Maybe it needs a redstone signal? Maybe? I love these things, but... Okay, it says state incomplete. So, I'll be right back. I'm going to figure this out, and I'll let you know what I find out. And we're back, and I think I figured out what the problem was. It says incomplete, and apparently I need to, once I get everything in here, I'm actually going to hold these out for a minute. I'm going to do shift, right-click the front, and it builds it. It's a little bit. The basic one is literally basic. I know that you can even put a door on here if you wanted. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Because I'm going to go ahead and use this crafting calculator and craft myself up a little door. See? And you can just place a door on it. And it works. And if you go back here, you can't see the actual block itself, but you see that it actually used the items. Now, if you actually set one of these down and don't do anything, you can actually shift right click and log stack is empty. It'll tell you exactly, if you shift right click the front of it, exactly what it needs. And if you like put one in here and shift right click, stairs stack is empty. And it'll tell you it needs stairs, and it tells you exactly what it needs. And I'm pretty sure that if you use chisel, you can actually use that as well. That's not what I wanted to do. Shift right click, and it'll tell you 17 more logs or whatever. Oh, good grief, my inventory's full. But it's actually really cool because it has O2 here. Now we're going to use these gas lanterns, and you can actually go in here, and in this little tiny one like this, I'm only going to put one, and then you grab whatever fuel you want, and you stick it in there, and it'll start burning in that lantern. And I believe this actually, whoops, it'll actually show percentages on here, and it'll slowly start filling up with CO2. And that's what plants need. Then you just put your seeds in there, and you'll start planting them. And this thing actually doesn't use very much power at all. It's like hardly anything. So it's really cool. So early on, you can actually get a very, very easy basic greenhouse. I believe the other tiers, there's the advanced one, which uses the basic and weakened diamonds and large tanzanite. And I'll show you how you get those in the next episode. But each one gets a little bit bigger as you go along, and I'm sure they work a little bit faster. But now, if you notice, we're still getting these CO2 levels, and from what I understand, it actually grows things faster with the CO2. So as long as you have one of those lanterns in there, I wonder if it'll fill up faster if we put a second one in here. Seriously? There.
What?
Let's see if this will fill up faster. Yeah, a little bit. But really easy way to create a farm that's also protected. Don't have to worry about mobs coming and busting it up or anything like that. So that is the greenhouse. Then you have the scientific calculator, because I know that some things will require the scientific calculator, and that requires the enriched gold, a screen, 2 of the calculator assemblies, which we already looked at, bunch of buttons, and then the reinforced stone or dirt on the sides. So it's pretty easy. And there's the inside the scientific calculator, you use redstone and gold like I showed you, and you get the enriched gold. Now let's go ahead and go over all of the weapons and tools. And I'm going to go over here into my somewhat of a stash and put away all this stuff that I may want to keep for other demonstration purposes, and clear that. And of course that didn't work because I'm a moron. This is probably the derpiest, retarded thing, spotlight tutorial that I've ever seen in my life, and of course I'm the one doing it. But hey, at least y'all get somewhat of a little bit of a introduction to calculator. The videos that I found are a little bit older, so I figured I'd put something a little bit newer out there. And the one issue that I was having with one of the recipes was one of the generators. But there's all these different types of machines here that I'm going to be doing in another episode. There's all these circuits and stuff. That's what all this stuff has to do with, and I will be getting into that. But there's the advanced greenhouse that I'm going to show, the flawless greenhouse, and the carbon dioxide generator that I believe you can hook up to the greenhouses. So I'm actually going to learn some more, and I'm going to, as I learn, I'm going to put out another episode. But real quick, let's go over all these tools. The reinforced sword is 5.5 damage. The gold sword is 4 damage. The reinforced iron is 6. Then you go up to the redstone sword, which is 6.5. Then the weakened diamond, which is 7. The flawless is 9. The fire diamond is 11. The electric diamond is 14, and the Enforged sword is 20, and these items here are indestructible. They do not have a durability. These do not break. This comes with a wrench, which is inside a regular calculator. You do a reinforced pickaxe, reinforced sword, and you have a wrench. It has a sickle, which I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this sickle here and show you what it does. You have a reinforced axe and reinforced shovel and inside the calculator, and you get the sickle. And it has another little tool. It's an obsidian key, which is enriched gold, and purified obsidian, which is in a flawless calculator, and I'll get to that in another episode, and I'll show you the how all that works anyhow. But the where is it? There it is, purified obsidian. The purified obsidian is actually indestructible unless you're in creative or have that key, and I'll show you that in another episode. But I'm going to show you this sickle and a few plants that come with this thing. These all have to be created, but it's another form of food. You have the pears and rotten pears, which you just go along and, of course. And why is it not, it's not giving them to me? Well, anyhow, you're supposed to go along and right click and it's supposed to harvest it and give it to you, and you have a chance of getting, oh, there it goes. Now it's actually working on some of them. Yeah, you get rotten pears, which can actually be used in place of slime balls, and then you have regular pears, which you can eat. This is a diamond tree. I'll show you how you make that later on. It's more of an end game thing, but as you go through here, it will give you the flawless diamonds and weakened diamonds. And you get a whole heap, a whole orchard full of these things, and you'll never want for those diamonds again. You'll never have to create them again because you just go along and right click and they will regrow. So, and then you have the tanzanite trees, which you should be able to. I thought you did that with these too, but I guess not. I guess you actually. I don't know why that's working. I swore that worked. But anyhow, you can cut these down and get tanzanite out of them. But those are some of the plants. And then I already showed you I keep trying to fly because. So those are those trees. I already showed you the broccoli. Oh, look at that. It's actually growing quite rapidly. So yeah, that does actually work. That does help. Let's see where our CO2 is. Yep. That's working really well. All right. So that's it. Next week I will have another episode out getting into more advanced things. There are these seeds, the advanced greenhouse and stuff. I'll get both of those greenhouses set up and I'll show you how those work. I will get the carbon dioxide generator, show you how that works. And I'm going to set up a little building over here for the circuits and everything else and show you about these storage chambers. But that is the redstone ingot, and that's done in the algorithm separator or the scientific calculator, which is iron and redstone. Figured I'd show you that because that can actually kind of go along with these stages as well. But thank you all for watching. If you have any tips or if I missed something, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see y'all next week. See ya.